let's start. All right. So hey, everybody. So this is new. This is our first episode. Welcome. This is Adam's Driver. It's a golf podcast where we also just talk about geeky, nerdy things, movies, TV shows, pop culture, long Star Wars deep dives.
I feel like a lot of the long Star Wars rants are going to come from you, and
Yeah.
most of the angry video game rants are going to come from me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need a new angry video game nerd. So
Yeah, it's a it's a truly untapped mine.
yeah, that has
Of-
never
yeah.
been a thing.
Yeah,
so.
nobody on the internet has ever been mad about video games ever.
Yeah.
No, I bring a different take. I feel like I'm somebody who, when it comes to video games, I appreciate nuance. I appreciate stories that are difficult to be told. I actually really love The Last of Us Part 2. This is probably something I shouldn't get into on our first episode.
Nah, go for it.
No, but I'm actually serious about that. I think that the shift when it goes from Ellie to Abby, and then you play the whole game over again as Abby, and then you build all of that understanding. You know, video games give you this opportunity of telling a story where these two characters then like come together at the end, but you have spent so much time with both of them
Right.
that theoretically, if you're not a psycho, you have empathy for both of them. And so I just remember that final fight where it's like the two of them going at it, and you're playing as Ellie and you're fighting Abby, and you're just like, I didn't want to hit the buttons. I didn't want to be forced to throw punches or have to do anything, because I understood viscerally where each character was coming from. And I think that that was one of the craziest, most beautiful stories I've played in a video game. But we're not here to talk about
And
The Last
you
of
just
Us.
spoiled that entire thing for me.
Have you never played?
I started and I got spooked.
See, this is why I'm going to do the video game rants, because you play one video game and it's Fortnite.
And I'm very good at it.
Yes, you are. But this is a golf podcast.
Back on track.
Back on
golf.
track. Okay, here we go. Here's a question. What was the last course you played at, and how did you play?
That's very easy because we both played that course together. And
What?
that was this past Sunday.
That's right, we did.
We played Encino, which for anybody outside of LA is a municipal course,
Yep.
part of the Sepulveda Golf Complex.
Yep.
And there are two courses,
Yep.
Balboa and Encino. And we decided, well, you booked it.
I booked it. I was very specific about booking between Balboa and Encino. Balboa always tees off on the aughts, 12 o'clock, 12:10. Encino tees off on the 5 o'clocks, or the fives, 5:15. But more specifically, I had a very specific reason for booking Encino over Balboa. And it's because the Encino track comes back to the clubhouse and then goes back out. The Balboa track comes out here and then puts you on the other side of the parking lot after 9 and before you go to 10. And if you want a hot dog, it's a really long run to get to the clubhouse, and then a really long run back to tee off on 10.
And then you're out of breath choking down a hot dog.
Which you would not believe how often that happens to me. Yeah.
I remember one time specifically, I think we were playing Balboa. I don't know if you were there with me, but it was, I think, 115 degrees. And I decided, I was like, I'm going to take a cart. Normally we walk, take a cart, because that's going to obviously be easier. It's 115 degrees. I don't want to be, stupid about this. And the windshields come to about halfway on those carts.
Yeah.
And so driving through that air was just like hair dryers on my eyes.
Yeah.
And then I remember going back there, and I was the one with the cart. And so I had to make the trip back to the clubhouse to get everybody 8 bottles of water.
As one does if you're, not a cool guy.
My big disappointment with Encino this last round was I realized that they use Pepsi products. And so I basically choked down 2 Diet Pepsis on the back 9. And I would have been better off not having anything at all.
Can I be honest with you about something? I'm going to make a confession here. I don't care about the Pepsi Coke war. I genuinely don't. I never have. I feel like I don't really love either of them.
You have no stake.
I got no horse in this race. Listen, I'll even say, like, I'm more of a Dr. Pepper guy than anything. But listen, if I got to go with, Dr. Pepper's less talented, didn't quite go to college as much, cousin, Mr. Pibb, I can rock a Mister. I'm okay with that.
I mean, Pibb v. Pepper Yeah, let's hold on. One of our producers out here is got a question.
I feel like he's not a diet soda, and I feel like there is a much wider gulf between Pepsi and Coke than Diet Coke and Diet Pepsi.
That's yeah. Okay, so
I think
yeah,
one of
so
our producers wants to be on the podcast. That's not a note. That's a comment. Hi. My question's more of a comment, actually. As an aspiring Coca-Cola myself,
I think I do think Coke versus Pepsi, there's a bigger divide than Diet Coke versus Diet Pepsi. They still taste nothing alike to me. Like Diet Pepsi versus Diet Coke is,
they both taste like
it's the whole the joke. Like, oh, is Diet Pepsi okay? Is Monopoly money okay? Like, get out of here.
I guess that's fair.
But-
So okay, so your round was ruined because of the Diet Pepsi.
It wasn't ruined because we didn't get stuck behind a slow group. We didn't get, that's so, and we had a good time. It was our buddy Kyle's Father's Day round.
Yes, it was.
And so that was great. He gets out maybe once or twice a year. So that was,
For he is a father.
yeah. So
yeah,
that was good. And
Yep.
we had 4 of us together.
Yeah.
And it was a nice walk.
It was a nice walk.
But yeah, so I would say, yeah. So how did you shoot? You did?
It was a fun round for me, actually. I had previous to that, I've been kind of in one of those places where I entirely forget how to play golf.
Yeah.
And then walk out onto the course and go, I've never been here before in my life. But I took some time away. I came back and I'm trying to play forget everything golf, which is like
Goldfish golf.
Goldfish golf. Get, all of the YouTube videos and all of the, notes that I have in my phone app from like lessons, things like that. Put them all out of my head and just try and step up to the ball, swing at the ball, hit the ball. And I was really putting together on the front nine. I think I was like 2 over after 7. And then I like considered that and what the implications of that could mean. And then I like immediately bogey, double bogeyed.
I saw that happen too, because I think you just went, oh no. And I was like, what? And you just said, I looked at my score.
It is one of those like terrifying things of the mid handicap, which is like when you're actually putting things together and you're making the game simple for yourself, and I think that that's what I was really successful at doing. And that, that first half of that round was I was just making smart decisions and easy decisions. It was a lot of, keeping things in play and, getting as close to the green as possible. I got really lucky. I had a lot of opportunities to use the Texas wedge. I love a Texas wedge. If there's one thing you'll learn about me, it is that my short game sucks. So anytime that I can putt, if that grass is short enough and it is dry enough out there, I'm going to putt that thing from the tee box. And so, yeah, it was like on the front 9, I think I had like 5 1-putts just because I was always putting from off the fringe. So you don't count them.
Yeah.
But then, as you're playing well and you're trying to stay out of your head, it's the great trap of saying, I'm going to stay out of my head, and the effort of staying out of your head automatically puts you inside your head.
Yeah.
There's no way to like know a thing and not know a thing at the same time,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I spent the entire round because on the range beforehand, I remember saying like, I'm going to like mix up my bag a little bit. And like next time I get a fitting, I'm taking the 3 wood out of the bag. I'm just doing driver, 5 wood, 7 wood.
Yep.
9 wood.
I think I called you out on that immediately.
You did. And you said, you're just like, I don't get it. You're like, to keep the 3 wood. And I'm like, no, it's like, it's not worth the risk. The ROI isn't great. And then I proceed to stripe every 3 wood that I hit.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was like
Mm-hmm.
saying like, you will not get rid of me. I am a 25-year-old 3 wood and you were going to keep me in the bag.
I thought that was the silliest thing you'd ever said. When you were like, I'm going to get rid of my 3 wood. Buddy, your 3 wood's a very consistent club and it is old enough to drink. So God only knows what'll happen when you get one that is marginally newer.
Yeah.
Maybe
Within
even
the
made in
last
this
10
century.
years.
Yeah. I think I'm very excited for you.
So that's good. I mean, I'm still going to be all in on the 7 wood. I'm very excited for that. But the problem is that's going to replace my 4 hybrid probably, which is my vibes club and my cheat code club. The 4 hybrid for me is essentially if I forget how to golf, like on any given week or 2, that club saves me. Like I will do tiny little like hockey puck swings to get myself down the fairway with that thing until I remember how to like swing an iron again.
Now, if I may call you out just a little bit, just an itty bitty teeny tiny bit.
Yeah.
I believe that it is also your like Linus and his little blue blanket thing. You know, like it is
Yeah.
it is a safety blanket for you where we will step up to some holes and it's like 160-yard, par three. And you're like, well, if I just took the hybrid, and it's and I feel like you love this idea of trying to hit this hybrid on every single shot, and it's almost like you're trying to complete some challenge of like the tin cup challenge, but
Yeah.
only with that hybrid.
Yeah.
And
I'll
I
step up
want
and
to,
be like, oh, look, chippy hybrid. Oh,
yeah,
chippy hybrid.
yeah, you're like just off for a chippy hybrid. You're like no
That's
matter
not a bad shot. The little
the
hybrid
chippy
chip,
hybrid from just off the
that's
fringe.
actually like that's a thing people do.
I'm aware that it's a thing that people do. It's not a thing that people do every single time they're there.
No.
I'm not saying that you're doing it every single time. However, I feel like I want to challenge you. I want to take that out of your bag one day and make you go out there and play.
Yeah. You know how people do like the one club challenge?
Yeah, you need to
like
do the
everything
minus
but
one club down challenge. That's it. Yeah.
You're going out with 13 clubs.
Yeah. No, I'll give you a 14th club. It's just going to be something totally random.
It's just going to be something I can't hit. It's just going to be like
it's going to be a one iron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be, you need a lot of swing speed, to really get that up there.
You gotta whip this like flat hockey stick thing. Now, I will say, so I feel like at this point, this is a first episode. Obviously, this is new for everyone. So I feel like I've also misrepresented myself as being potentially a good golfer. I just want to get it out there and say I am not a good golfer. Any amount of golf that we talk about on this podcast, like we want everybody to understand that this is like, this is true like weekend warrior shit. We love the game. We love to play. We love talking about it. But I'm not out here, sitting and pretending like I'm going out and, breaking 80 and shit like that.
Right. And I guess that's a good segue to sort of like our intro to golf, our start, how we got into it. If you want to go ahead with that.
Sure. Yeah. So I guess, in a funny way, I would say that my intro to golf is also something that maybe for me is a bit of a regret, where when I was a kid, my dad would take me golfing. My dad would take me golfing and he would take my brother and, we would play, and I found the game incredibly frustrating and I did not like it. I didn't respond to it at all. And then I spent the subsequent 20 years kind of talking poorly about golf.
Mm-hmm.
People would bring it up and I would, oh, I hate golf. Golf's a game of finesse. I'm not finesse. I'm, kind of more of a hammer than a knife guy. But it was the pandemic and, we were living here in LA and there was no other way to get outside to hang out with your buddies. So I started golfing again. And then for whatever reason, like it bit me that golf bug. And because it was the pandemic and I had nothing better to do, every single morning at 6 o'clock in the morning, I would wake up and I would go to the driving range. It was my way of getting out of the house. It was my way of seeing friends. It was my way of, challenging myself to get better at something. And I think that's where I discovered my love for golf, which is also the reason I hated golf in the first place, is the reason I love golf now, which is that golf is a test of you. It's not a test of anything else. It's not a team sport. It's not, it's not a test of like your any, one day is going to be better than the other in terms of competition or whatever. Every single time you step onto a golf course, it is the same level, or it can be the same level of intensity, as long as you have that mental fortitude, that mental place. So that's where, golf is not something that you can rely on anybody else to help you out with or, save your ass at all. It is purely a sport of like, how good can you be playing against your own mental shortcomings, the course, your physical ability, and maintain all of those levels. Because as soon as one of them drops, the other ones, you kind of have to like bolster somewhere. So that's kind of where I got a little obsessed with it. And then since then I've just been grinding away, trying to see how much better I can get. And, that's about it.
Yeah.
What about you? What is your golf journey?
Yeah, I started when I was maybe 11 or 12 years old, and which you'd think I'd be a lot better at it by now. But it was about 11 or 12, and I took some lessons, and I joined a junior golf league that I think, we got out like once a week or something like that. And then I pretty much abandoned it for probably what, 20 years. We had
Feel that.
one random round of golf for our buddy's wedding, and so they did a scramble, and it was the weekend of our friend's wedding, and so they did a scramble, and you could tell that they knew we were going to be the problem group because they put us in the final group in the scramble. It was like maybe 4 groups deep.
Yeah. Yeah.
We
Yeah.
were in the last group, and they also the person who organized this decided to stock the drink cart with like full bottles of liquor, like tequila and whiskey,
I remember there was a full unopened bottle of Patron and Añejo.
specifically for our.
Yes. Yeah. Prepaid for everything. Like it was just, there was like one cart with one person serving drinks out of it, and it was assigned to just follow these 12 assholes.
And so like you don't generally play that well when you like are over your ball and you see like 4 of them. So we were in the problem group,
Uh,
and the scramble was more like there was one guy that we didn't, really know, but he could actually drive the ball.
yeah.
And then we were I would love to see what that looked like. And so anyway, we that was the one round that we played. And then wasn't until the pandemic hit that I started getting back into it. And then once I moved out to LA, we started playing the courses out here, and now I love the fact that I can golf year round.
Yeah.
But yeah, now it's just, in and out of lessons and trying to, just maintain some kind of consistency while at the same time playing clubs that I got when I was 14 years old. So like I gotta take care of that.
Yeah. I'd say it's about
It's a
time.
little rough.
Yeah.
I'll replace a few clubs, and the irons for some reason though have just maintained. So I'm gonna try to go for a fitting soon.
I think
Get
the
get a new set.
I don't know if you're hanging on to them just because they say they're from Adams Golf or not.
Yeah,
It's like,
like I that's why I got them, definitely.
yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so now we're just we'll probably get out once or twice a week.
Yeah.
I feel like that's usually the 2 of us and then a handful
I
of
feel
other
like, yeah,
people. So
we've got a pretty good core crew and we
yeah,
play together.
so
So
we'd love to for the show get other people out with us and just mic everybody up and
yep.
but yeah, we'll see. We're definitely going to be doing. Probably won't be released at this point, but we've got some on course stuff that we've done so
Hmm.
far and some range work. So yeah, we'll definitely. And I promise there is geek in this podcast too. This was very golf heavy so far, but
That yeah.
yeah, we'll
I thought
we'll-
the idea was to come out swinging on the golf
yeah,
side
exactly.
because there's definitely a lot more geek stuff to talk about.
Yeah, we
We
will.
got time on that.
As everyone can tell, there's a Star Wars theme in the room.
Wait, what?
Yeah, that's
Oh my god!
and on the screen here. Okay.
All right, I want to hear two things you're excited about. I want to hear one golf thing you're excited about
Okay.
coming up, and I want to hear one nerd thing you're excited about coming up.
Oh, that's good. Okay. Golf thing that I'm excited about.
It's gonna be a 12 wood.
Honestly, I think that is gonna it. Whenever I get this 7 wood in my bag, like at this point, it's because so when I was playing golf with my dad, this was when he was, this is probably in the 90s, and I thought it was hilarious because he's like, okay, yeah, driver, 3 wood, 5 wood, 7 wood, 9 wood. I think he had an 11 wood, which I think
Even
replaces like
looks
your 9 iron.
What
Like
does that even look like?
it's a
Wow.
wood, but it's just this.
Yeah.
It's the only like wood you can flop.
Yeah. Yep.
So
Well,
except for you with the
I was
driver.
gonna say you haven't seen me go for it.
But so I would say when I do get my 7 wood in the back, there is going to be a full video on this. It's going to be a full range session. I'm going to be hitting 120 like 7 wood shots.
What I'm excited for is that when you do this fitting for your 7 wood, you're gonna get to try every 7 wood they make in existence
Yeah.
because there can't be more than like 12 of them.
Everybody's making a 7 wood
everybody
now,
making a
because that's
7-wood?
the
Okay.
tour player Tommy Fleetwood, big 7 wood guy.
Big 7-wood guy. All right,
Yeah.
maybe I'm wrong about the
So
7-wood.
yeah, so that's okay. That's the golf thing, nerd thing. I'm excited about geek thing. I've been seeing a lot on my Instagram algorithm on the new Spider-Man movie. And so I'm
Yeah,
excited about that because that's just about a month out.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I saw an interview with Tom Holland that I thought was really funny. Also, golfer.
Big
Um,
golfer.
And he's like, "Oh, I think I could get driver off the deck here." I'm just like, "Yeah, sure you can." And of
Well,
course he did. Like,
yeah, but what was the problem? It was that he would get picked for the Ryder Cup team if
yeah,
he could
yeah,
make it to the green. Yeah,
yeah. But the fact that he was like, "I think I can get the driver off the deck there," and he almost did.
yeah,
So I'm like, "God damn it!"
yeah.
Like, but so yeah, I'm excited for that. Yeah, I saw an interview with him recently where he talked about like doing an American accent, and he said the it was Amy Poehler's podcast. He said the one phrase that he really struggles with in an American accent is Spider-Man. Like he has a really hard time saying Spider-Man.
Spider-Man,
Yeah, in an American accent.
Spider-Man,
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, because also, he's also the only Spider-Man that's actually committed to a Queen's accent.
Yeah,
That's kind of been pointed out. Like he's the only one that really committed to that because he's tried to be specific with it because he's not
right,
from here. I mean, neither was Andrew Garfield,
right.
but yeah, he actually like attempted to do like a
Huh.
very like
Okay.
borough specific accent. But yeah, so I'm excited for that. I think it should be
Cool.
fun.
Yeah.
There's like 9 million villains, and so that usually goes really well in a Spider-Man movie.
Yeah. Historically, it's great. The more villains you throw into a Spider-Man movie, the better
But
it's going to
they
be.
might crack it this time. They've got Ramrod in it. Do you know Ramrod?
I don't know.
He's got a
Ram.
metal head plate thing, and he rams into walls.
At a certain point, don't we think that these comic book designers like hit a thing where they were like coming up with stuff, and somebody's like, "No, no, 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 Stan Lee already made that one. No, 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 Jack Kirby already made that one."
Yeah.
And you're like, "Fine, fuck it, Ramrod. What's his thing? He rams. He's got a rod for a head. I don't know, man. Like But now like these characters are canon, and then you get these dudes that are out there, and they're like, well, somehow they've decided that the 1966 costume for Ramrod wasn't good enough, and now I have to do this. I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
can't we just?
It's gonna be online r/Ramrod.
Yeah, like there's somebody out there that's like the world's biggest Ramrod
Yeah.
fan. They've got like the 4 action figures that
Yeah,
ever
yeah.
got made.
So
Like literally just the 4 of them, not like the 4 variants. The 4 yeah.
So I'm excited for, I guess, roundabout waves. I'm excited for Ramrod.
World's biggest
Yeah,
Ramrod
yeah,
fan right
yeah,
here.
yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna have the Ramrod action figures lined up on next
World's
time.
biggest Ramrodder. Anyway, so golf and
golf,
Geek.
golf and geek.
I know you're excited for my 7-wood fitting.
I'm so excited. I'm gonna heckle the shit out of you. No, I won't. I've actually, I think I make more a big deal about hating on the 7-wood thing, and the 9-wood thing than I actually do. I think I love the idea of golf equipment being kind of all inclusive. Like find the thing that works for you. I would say my golf thing that I'm excited for right now is honestly we're gonna play in that stag day thing coming up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we've got a buddy. He's a member of a country club, and at the end of next month, there's a whole thing. Everybody just takes Wednesday off. You go up, you play. It's a shotgun start. You play 4-man, or it's two. What is it? It's 4-man best ball. Yeah. 4-man best ball across the whole thing. But I thought it was 2 best balls. Like you take.
I think it's the top
2. Yeah. And then as soon as you finish, because everybody does a shotgun start, you theoretically finish at the same time. And then you go back to the clubhouse and there's a big steak and cigars, which I don't really like cigars. But
and it doesn't matter how you want your steak cooked. It will be a perfect medium rare just set down in front.
Yeah, it just gets slapped down in front of you like you're at an Elks Lodge or something, like in the 1907. When did they do that?
I mean, I feel like they're still around, the Elks.
Yeah. What are they even? Anyway, I feel like that's.
I've been to an Elks Lodge. I'll tell you about it.
I shot something in an Elks Lodge once. We turned it into like a Judge Judy style courtroom, which is really just a courtroom for drama.
Yeah.
Anyway, side note. So I'm very excited for being able to go up there and do that. It's fun. We're playing together with our friend and then another friend. So anytime that we can kind of get up there and play as a foursome and get a nice steak afterwards is pretty good. And then I would say the geek thing that I'm excited about. I'm fibbing a little bit here because it technically came out today, but the new Star Fox game. I'm very excited for the way that they've expanded it. There's new challenges. There are new ways to kind of go through the whole game. Unlocks. They've expanded the dialogue and the cutscenes and things. So, it was a big part of my childhood. So I'm jazzed for that.
Can't let you do that stuff.
Can't let you do that stuff, folks. I just hope
my main vocal stem.
I just hope they kept every character as like insufferably pretentious.
Yeah.
It's very well. I mean, you get Andros's little nepo baby nephew,
Andrew.
Andrew,
Yeah.
who just sucks, is
Yeah.
like clearly the worst member of the team.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's great. Every iteration of that game that I've played. And now I've played like 5 of them.
You said it looks great. Like
Yeah.
cutscenes are really great.
Cutscenes look great. They've expanded kind of the storyline, dialogue. The few things that I've seen and played about it so far, it feels like it's really leading into Star Wars of it all, which is really fun. Like the opening shot is above the planet, and it does like a and then like kind of does it tilt down on the planet. It's very it's wearing its Star Wars love on its sleeve, which I think is cool.
You said canonically they chopped their legs off, right? That's the thing. Star Fox.
That has been retconned now. Canonically, the reason, and this was the original iteration, was that all the characters had medical legs because they had all their legs chopped off. Because as you're pulling high G maneuvers, all of the blood goes from your head all the way down and it pulls into your legs. So if you don't have legs, then there's, your blood can't pull that far down away from your head. So you can pull higher G maneuvers, which personally I think is badass.
Yeah.
If I lived in a world where, your cybernetics would be better than your real legs, why wouldn't we all cut our legs off?
Yeah.
However, legs are kind of the best legs we got going right now. So, I'll hang on to mine.
Yeah. So, but also canonically, Darth Maul would be a great fighter pilot.
Darth Maul would be a phenomenal fighter pilot. Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah. No, that's exciting.
Yeah.
I can't wait to play that game at your place and not buy it. I don't have a Switch 2 yet.
I just like the idea that I'm going to wake up and like come downstairs and you're already going to have made coffee and you're just going to be sitting on the couch, like, playing it.
Yeah.
Let myself in. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's exciting. I think that's a good place to wrap it up for this one.
Right.
But yeah, we'll be back with more golf geek stuff. And so hopefully we'll see you all on the next one.
Yeah. Tune in.
All right. Bye.
Now we get the millennial pause outro.